So we're about to straighten quickset now. Now, there's a couple of different ways you can do it. Cable ties, tie wire, you can even use the gun, but what I recommend to start with is this is a pretty grunty cable tie, 370mm times 7.6mm. It's probably bigger than what you actually need, but while you're learning quickset, it's probably important to go to a big grunty cable tie, and then down south they use something half that size, maybe even a third of that size. But you need to start somewhere, I would say, on the grunty side of things, and then when you get familiar with the system you can work your way down. For multiple reasons. It's stronger, it's easier to use, and it just gives you a little bit more assurance that you're doing the right and correct job. So the way this works now is obviously we've got our string lines up, so it's a little bit different than normal boxing systems, as in we leave our profiles up to the end, so that way we put our mesh down, put the strings back up, and then we straighten. With a traditional boxing system, you probably would have removed your profiles by now while you're doing the insides. This is a different system, so you want to get that out of your head and focus on the new way of doing things, and that's with quickset. So obviously we've got our string lines up. You can move the system around by just knocking around with your foot, or you can pull it out, you can push it in. But what I'm looking for is, this is my string line, I'm looking for basically around about a 4mm suck in. Now, what I'm doing is I'm grabbing the cable tie, going through the loop, okay, so the more I suck on that cable tie, the more it wants to suck in. So now you want to, ourselves, we probably suck everything in from the string line 3 to 4mm, and we allow for a little bit of movement back to the string line. Quickset will always move a few mils, potentially can move up to 5mm. Now it's an elastic system, it's designed to have a little bit of elastic in there. It's designed as the concrete goes in, everything has a little bit of stretch to it, it's just only natural. So you've just got to cater for that. So we look down the line, I've probably got 4mm there. It's getting nice and solid. Now the other way of doing this is with tie wire. Okay, so obviously tie wire is a nice cheap alternative to cable ties. I always just grab 2 tie wires. It's 300mm galvanized tie wire. Basically, in a hole, loop it around, get your nips. So the more I do this up, the more it sucks in. So let's just leave it like that. Pull it back. Looking at my string line, I'm about 2 or 3mm sucked in. Give it another turn. Fold that down. Looking nice and solid. So looking at my line, I've got probably 4mm. That's about 4mm. Now we're anticipating the concrete pushing on that and just relaxing back to that line. Now once that's done, the next process is you grab your gun. Now you can do hand ties, don't get me wrong, a lot of guys won't have guns. We recommend guns. I even go as far to say as I recommend the double tie wire gun from Max. This is the new beast. Basically it's a little bit different than the old guns, it's a lot stronger. So we use these. So now we've got our system straight here, we tie our hockey sticks. Okay, and then we also look down to where we can tie the mesh down to the stirrup. So the first thing we do is we tie it down to that bar. Obviously the more ties you get on there, the stronger the system gets. And then you've also got a bunch of holes in your stirrup here that you can do this. So I'm essentially tying that bar to the back of the stirrup. Okay, so the more tie wires I put in there, the stronger the system gets. Now once the concrete goes on there, including the places and the pumpy that stands on this, the stronger the system gets. That's the beauty about quickset, is even at this edge beam here, a traditional raft, the mesh will want to fall over itself. As you can see, the mesh stays perfectly fine.